Royal Fairytale, Princess Leonor and Prince Christian's hidden love story finally revealed. Sparkling Heart, Denmark, Spain. It began where no one was watching. No cameras, no reporters, no royal protocol, just two young heirs standing side by side, unaware that destiny had already begun to write their story. For years, the world saw them as symbols: Princess Leonor of Spain, the disciplined, graceful future queen; Prince Christian of Denmark, the charming and grounded heir to the Danish throne. Two royal bloodlines, two nations, separate worlds, until one moment changed everything. Because what seemed like a simple friendship, born in quiet royal gatherings and diplomatic meetings, was, in truth, something deeper. Something that grew behind palace walls, hidden from the press, yet strong enough to challenge tradition itself. This is the royal love story Europe never saw coming. The whispers began years ago, at a summer royal retreat hosted by King Harald of Norway. Young royals from across Europe attended. Among them, Leonor, calm, poised, still learning to balance duty and youth. And Christian, confident, kind, already carrying the effortless warmth his mother, Queen Mary, was known for. They met during an informal dinner, seated side by chance, or perhaps by quiet royal design. Their first conversation, not about titles or palaces, but about music, their favorite subjects, and their shared love for the sea. Witnesses recall something subtle but unforgettable. The way Christian leaned in when she spoke. The way Leonor laughed, genuinely, free from the cameras that usually surrounded her. It was brief, innocent, and yet, it was the beginning. Over the next few years, their paths crossed again and again. Publicly, it was all official. A youth forum here, a diplomatic visit there. But behind those formal smiles, a private bond was forming: letters, shared confidences, small gifts exchanged through trusted aides. When Leonor began her military training, Christian sent her a simple note: "You carry more than a crown, you carry courage. Never forget that." She kept that note hidden in her journal. And during long nights of training, when exhaustion pressed heavily on her shoulders, she read it again. Christian, too, found solace in her words. When he faced growing public expectations, Leonor's letters reminded him of something rare in their world: understanding. And yet, their love had to remain invisible. Both heirs to their respective thrones. Both living under unspoken royal rules that forbade personal emotion from overshadowing duty. They learned to communicate through presence. A glance at a public event. A shared smile at a state reception. Two young royals whose eyes told a story no headline ever could. But every secret has its moment of truth. That moment came during a private royal gala in Madrid last winter. Christian had traveled quietly, officially as a guest of King Felipe for a youth innovation event. But those close to the palace knew the truth: he came for Leonor. That evening, under the chandeliers of the royal palace, music filled the hall. Leonor, dressed in soft ivory silk, moved with the elegance of a queen in waiting. Christian, in classic Danish uniform, couldn't take his eyes off her. And when the orchestra played the final piece, a waltz that echoed through the gilded hall, he approached her. They danced, not as heirs, not as symbols, but as two hearts that had waited far too long. It lasted less than 5 minutes. But that dance changed everything. Those who were there described it as electric, unspoken emotion in motion. Leonor's hand trembling slightly as she looked up at him. Christian whispering something that made her laugh softly. And when the dance ended, he bowed, kissed her hand, and walked away. From that moment, the whispers became a storm. Photos of them at the gala circulated discreetly online. No official images, but enough to fuel speculation. Spanish media suggested a close friendship. Danish outlets hinted at an heir's affection. But the truth remained unspoken. Until now. According to sources close to both royal houses, Leonor and Christian's relationship has been quietly acknowledged by their families. A royal aide revealed that Queen Letizia and Queen Mary held private meetings over the summer, where the future of this connection was discussed openly for the first time. The discussions were not political, they were personal. Two mothers recognizing the authenticity of their children's hearts. King Felipe, deeply protective of his daughter, reportedly told her, "Love is never a weakness. It is how you rule with compassion." King Frederick, more reserved, gave his son a piece of advice passed down from his father: if she makes you stronger, she's meant to stay. And so, the love story once hidden in silence is slowly stepping into the light. It is said that Leonor and Christian continue to meet discreetly, officially under diplomatic pretenses, unofficially to spend quiet moments together far from the cameras. Recently, during Leonor's brief visit to Copenhagen for an environmental summit, witnesses spotted them walking together near the harbor at dusk. No bodyguards, no pomp, just two people sharing laughter, watching the sunset over the Danish sea. When asked about the encounter later, Leonor smiled faintly and said, "Some friendships are stronger than distance." But those who saw the way she said it, knew it was something far more. Behind palace doors, plans are already being quietly drawn. If their bond continues to endure, royal advisors are reportedly preparing for the possibility of a public acknowledgement, a carefully timed statement that would confirm what the world already suspects. A union between Spain's crown princess and Denmark's future king would be unprecedented in modern Europe. Not arranged, not strategic, but born from genuine affection. It would symbolize a new era of monarchy, not one built on alliances but on authenticity. And perhaps that is why the world is so captivated. Because in a time when royal lives often feel scripted, this story feels real. Two heirs, two crowns, two hearts defying history. For Leonor, this love has softened the edges of duty, giving her a warmth that Spain has noticed in her public appearances. For Christian, it has grounded him, making him more mature, more composed, more aware of the responsibilities ahead. And for both, it has offered something rare, a reminder that even under the weight of crowns, the heart still chooses freely. Their story is not about scandal or spectacle. It's about humanity, two people raised for the throne, daring to feel beyond it. When the day finally comes that they can walk together in the open, the world will see not just two royal figures, but a partnership built on shared understanding, respect, and love that withstood every barrier. And when that moment arrives, the fairy tale will no longer be hidden, it will be history. Princess Leonor of Spain, Prince Christian of Denmark, bound not by duty, but by destiny. Their love story, once whispered in secret corridors, is now echoing across Europe. Because even in the grandest palaces, under the heaviest crowns, love always finds its way.